do people afford new cars? New car prices are through the roof.
Please tell me this is a joke, right?
Nah, bro, it's not.
If you're buying it for $34,800, it just sold for $34,800. How can we sell it for $35,000? You have to ask yourself, what are these dealers doing?
An 84-month car loan? What? An 84-month car loan?
I want lower payments.
You know that's not how it works.
The finance people done got me, y'all. Tell me why. I just realized my first car that I ever financed, because, you know, I done bought used cars. I done had used cars. The first car that I financed, you know, I think I'm doing my big one, you know, my little loan, but I'm doing my big one. I'm making my payments on time. I'm even making extra payments. Why the hell I just realized all I'm doing is paying interest because my APR is 29.99%. Y'all, I swear to God, I'm not even playing with y'all. Shut up.
That's crazy. To do that, I don't know how long she's been doing that, but that is insane. Totally insane.
Why didn't they teach us this in school? I can't even tell you what the hell we used the Pythagorean theorem for, but I could damn sure tell you my APR is 30%. Nobody told me what that meant.
In this video, we're gonna be looking at the most outrageous car payments ever. It shows how bad the market is right now for cars because people don't even realize it until they are already trapped in financial debt. We're gonna be reacting to a series of TikToks where people are talking about their car payments, their interest rates, and the deals that they signed thinking that they were doing fine. And you're gonna see this pattern. It's not gonna be one bad deal or two. I think it's just an entire system that normalizes this situation. You see people paying over 20% interest. You're seeing 7-year loans on economy cars, basic level cars. You're seeing luxury vehicles with 6-figure mileages where the loan balance hasn't moved in years. And you see why people feel stuck even though they're making the payments. So the car industry is predatory, but we also have to be honest about personal responsibility. A lot of these deals happen because we didn't slow down, we don't read, we don't run the numbers, and we let emotion make a 5-year decision in 15 minutes. If you feel like your car payment is suffocating you, or you're even scared to look at the balance, this video is probably going to hit really close to home. Let's get into it. This is really painful to watch because this happens to so many people. The moment that you realize that I'm not even touching the principal cost of this vehicle, I'm just paying interest. And 30% is outrageous. It's a bad rate. I think it's more than just a bad rate. It's borderline financial ruin. When you purchase a car and you agree to this 30% APR, your payment is basically rent that you're paying to the bank for permission to sit in the car and to use the car. Early in the loan, almost all of your payments are going to interest. This is how the system works. The system is designed so the lender gets paid first, heavy and fast. If you sell the car early, refinance it, total it, doesn't matter, they got their money. Lenders prey on ignorance and urgency because no one is putting a gun to her head. This what happens when emotions drive the purchase. This is my really nice car or my first car. I deserve this car. The excitement overrides math and logic. Nobody is saying what is the total cost of this loan. They say, how can I make affordable monthly payments? And that question alone will wreck your financial future if you let it. Schools don't teach this. They don't. But Google exists, ChatGPT exists, YouTube exists. Car loan calculators online exist. At some point, not knowing stops being a problem and not checking becomes the problem. This is how people get trapped for years. And the scariest part, this deal probably got improved in minutes.
What is the worst monthly payment and rate combination you've ever seen?
Yeah, that'd have been the Navigator. $112,000 Navigator with 10 grand in negatives, 12.9% in interest, $3,000 a month. What was it, like 50K in interest? Crazy money.
What's the worst monthly payment and rate combination you've ever seen?
It'd have to be $70,000 Ford F-150. He signed out 19.9% interest, and I believe he signed out at a $2,000 payment. I was flabbergasted
flabbergasted. Jillian, what is the worst monthly payment and rate that you've ever seen?
$2,500 a month with 6.7%.
What is the highest monthly payment and interest rate combination you've ever seen?
23 and a quarter here in Minnesota. It was on about a $15,000 Camry. Payment wasn't outrageous. It was maybe like $500, but the interest on that loan was almost as much as the car. I think it was about 12 or 13 grand on a $15,000 vehicle. What is the worst interest rate and payment combination you have ever seen?
Ooh, I think it was like a 2012 Equinox that was just totally clapped out for like $4,000. They signed out at 23.5% for, I believe it was 36 months at $182 a month. The total amount of interest over the course of the loan, I think, was a little bit less than the actual price of the car. It's absolutely ridiculous. What is the worst payment and rate combination you've ever seen?
24 Bronco Sport, 18% for 60 months, $700 monthly payment.
What is the worst monthly payment and rate combination you've ever seen?
$9,000 Kia Forte, 21% interest and $415 a month.
These lenders are just destroying people. This is financial, I guess, self-destruction. Because again, when you really look at these numbers, these are people who have the ability to say no and they still do it. When you look at that Ford, right? Was it $70,000? Let me look it up again. Let me give you a second. Yeah, it was $70,000 for this Ford at 19.9%. When with a $2,000 payment, that's not subprime. That is weaponized debt. At that rate, the truck is not the product, it's the loan. You are effectively leasing money at a rate that guarantees the lender gets paid no matter what happens to the car. Even if you miss a few payments, they repossess the car. You keep paying, you still lose, just a little slower. I mean, look at the $15,000 Camry at 23%, where the interest nearly equals the price of the car, or a $4,000 Equinox at 23.5, where the interest is basically the same as the vehicle. These deals destroy and trap people because their payments don't look insane. Oh, it's only $415 a month. I can afford that. And when you say that, that ruins your financial life. This isn't just about the predatory lending. It's the payment blindness by the person who decides to take this loan. 99% of people who are going to these dealerships are focused on the monthly number, not the total cost of ownership. If you borrow $9,000 for a Kia Forte and then end up paying $14,000 or $15,000 back, that car didn't cost $9,000. It just costs you your future financial flexibility. And dealers and lenders allow this nonsense to happen. Yes, they approve deals that they know are totally brutal, but approval doesn't mean affordability. Emotional urgency is the issue. I need this car. I deserve something nice. My credit will get better later. This type of thinking overrides logic every single time. None of these deals are accidental. They were assigned willingly because nobody slowed the process down enough to ask one question. How much does this car really cost me when the loan is done?
An 84-month car loan? Why an 84-month car loan?
I want lower payments.
You know that's not how it works. You are paying more in interest over time. 2024 Kia Sportage. And it is $638.70. That's an insane car payment for 7 years.
I feel like $600 is a normal car payment.
Normal?
Oh, I'm going to refinance it when rates go down.
Okay, if rates go down.
When rates go down. They will go down for sure.
What?
Yeah. If I can't refinance, then whatever. If I can, awesome.
Whatever. I have an 84-month loan. I'm going to be 40 and I finally paid off my car.
And?
You owe $39,000, it's worth $31,000.
This is a perfect example of how longer loans don't make cars affordable. They make bad decisions easier to justify. An 84-month car loan at $638 a month on a Kia Sportage is insane. 100% insane. 7 years, that's almost a decade of your life mentally committed to a depreciating object. And notice the logic that she used to calm herself down. Well, $600 is a normal car payment now. No, it's common, but it's not normal. Those are very different things. Common just means a lot of people are making the same mistake at the same time. Then comes the most dangerous sentence in car buying. I'll just refinance when the rates go down. That's mostly hope masquerading as a plan. Refinancing is not guaranteed. It depends on credit improving, the car holding value, and rates actually dropping enough to matter. Meanwhile, an 84-month loan, depreciation is working overtime against you. By year 2 or 3, the car is often worth far less than what you still owe, which kills any kind of refinancing eligibility entirely. Banks don't refinance bad collateral. Paying $638 for 84 months is over, $53,000 out of pocket for a car that started around what, $39,000, and it's worth $31 right now, that spread is not going to magically disappear. It just gets worse and worse. Every single month stretches interest across the time the vehicle keeps losing value. She's going to be 40 and just paid off this car. That's 7 years where you can't pivot. You can't downgrade easily. You can't sell without bringing cash to the table. Can't escape if life changes. Some kind of emergency, something's going on, it's over.
You think you have a high interest rate on your car, I can guarantee somebody has it worse. Look at this approval right here. You guys can see rate 33.40. 33.40. This was an approval to a 520 score. For all you guys out there who might have a 15% rate, an 18% rate, that's still way better than this. But to be honest with you, this is why having good credit is so important. The difference in payment between a 10% rate and a 35 or 34% rate is significant. I'm talking hundreds of dollars a month. Nevertheless, this is the reality of coming to the dealership with a low credit score. Your terms are going to absolutely suck and the bank is going to cut you back on whatever car you're looking for, so you're probably not going to leave with what you want. If you're one of those people where your score is just on the lower side but you make good money, I highly suggest looking into credit repair. What they're going to do is they're going to review your file with you and then dispute what they can just to make that score go up. At that 6 to 12 month mark after credit repair, you'll see your score go up and then you go get a car. Payments are going to be more affordable, your interest rate's not going to be crazy, and you can probably leave with the car that you went in on.
Patience. You're going to need patience if you have bad credit. Don't jump in to try to get the most expensive, nicest car. Your credit basically is telling you you shouldn't even be involved doing that. This is a perfect example of how low credit turns a car loan into punishment instead of a tool, and how people undermine themselves when they sign up these really high APRs. A 33.4 interest rate isn't just bad credit pricing. That's the bank saying, we expect this to go wrong and we're going to charge you a lot of money up front. On a rate like that, the loan is structured so the lender wins no matter what you do, whether you finish the term or not. When you look at it, the early payments are almost like pure interest and the balance drop at a really slow pace. You can make the payments for a year and feel like nothing happened because nothing really did. And the comparison he's talking about is extremely important. People who are paying 15 or 18 may feel like they're feeling crushed, but there's a difference between 10 and 34%. I mean, that's hundreds of dollars a month. It's not pennies. Over the life of the loan, it's thousands of dollars, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars, burnt for no real added value. Same car, same depreciation, same insurance, just more money gone. That's the reality when you show up with a credit score of 520. The bank doesn't care if you really need the car. They don't care if you make decent money. All they see is risk history, not paying bills on time, having a large credit balance. These things hurt you, but a dealership will still let you sign because approval feels like victory when you've been told no your whole life. If you have to buy that car now, don't. If your credit is cooked, the smartest move is probably not to finance a car at all, drive something cheap, stack your cash, fix your credit report, and then buy something once the math stops hating you.
What's the worst financial decision you ever made in your life?
Financing a vehicle with bad credit.
Why, they gave you a high interest rate?
Hella. My APR was like 20%, bro.
Yeah? What was that payment looking like?
I mean, it was still cool. Like, it was $400 or $500, but like, for a car, you know what I mean?
Yeah, what car was this?
Chevy Malibu, 2009.
But you needed the car at the moment, right?
Hella. You gotta have wheels to survive in Cali.
So he says that $500 wasn't a big deal, but it was a big deal because 20% APR on a Chevy Malibu from 2009 is just a bad move. I mean, he says those payments are cool, but no, I think that's the lie right there. The payment being unmanageable doesn't mean that the deal wasn't destroying you. It just means the damage to you was very quiet. A 2009 Chevy Malibu at 20% interest is especially brutal when the car itself isn't appreciating, is not really special, is not going to give you anything back. You're paying premium financial costs for a vehicle that's really just losing value every single minute and likely need repairs while you're still making payments. That's a double hit because people don't think about that. High interest rate, and you have to maintain the car at the same time. And I understand that a lot of people don't live in New York City where you don't need a car. I know a lot of places you need a car. Public transportation isn't realistic or it's just not reliable for some people, but needing transportation doesn't mean that you need to take that bad deal. That's how lenders understand this. They see desperation and they make money. It gets monetized. The system knows that you need a car to work. You'll justify almost anything. And once you do, you're screwed.
Car prices have gotten insanely expensive, and apparently the days of finding something affordable are long gone because analysts say the prices are just going to keep going up. In September, the average new car cost more than $50,000, and this is part of the reason why car notes sell more like mortgage payments. According to Edmunds, the average car note is $756 a month, and nearly 20% of buyers have payments that are more than $1,000. In addition, car loans are also getting incredibly longer. 22% of all loans are now 7 years long, and if you think a new car means it's more reliable, think again. I was talking to my mechanic a few weeks ago complaining about doing maintenance on my 2013, and he basically pointed out a few different cars there that were less than 2 years old that needed major repairs that the warranty wouldn't cover. In fact, according to a study by J.D. Power, new car quality has been declining. Some of the new tech is to blame, which brings me to my next point. Once you pay off that 7-year loan, you may still be paying a subscription for things that used to be free, like remote start. Now, Trump says he wants to roll back emission standards because he believes that would lower the cost of cars. But what would that do to our health? So cars might cost less, but do our healthcare costs go up because we've all now developed asthma?
I think people will take the risk if it means you can get a cheaper loan, or at least these cars to be cheaper. The fact that not only it costs more, but now the quality of the car has gone down. We're just all cooked. I mean, this is a car crisis that's not just about the prices, it's about the entire ownership stack collapsing at once. The average new car is $50,000. That's insane. The average car payment is what, $756 a month? Nearly 1 in 5 people are paying over $1,000. This is a debt market. It's not about transportation anymore. That's why car notes feel like mortgages. It's the same length, similar payment with zero appreciation. And the 7-year loan stat is really killing us. 22% of loans at 84 months means people are not buying cars. They're just stretching this situation until it breaks. The moment you need a long term just to make a payment work, the car is too expensive for you. It is. It's not even just judgment. It's just basic math. And then the fact that you paid off this car, the reliability situation is a problem. Now you got 2-year-old vehicles needing major repairs that warranties won't touch because the failure is tied to some kind of stupid software or sensors or just normal operation. That's why you're financing the $50,000 car, locking yourself up for 7 years and still paying out of pocket like this is a beater. And don't get me started on the subscriptions. They're terrible. I mean, why are we paying monthly subscriptions for remote start, heated seats, certain drive modes? I mean, I had to pay to install remote start for my car, and I don't have to pay a monthly payment at all. But I know that there's some manufacturers that have this. You don't even fully own this experience while you're still paying for it. Now, there's people who may say Trump talking about rolling back emissions, I guess, qualifications is a distraction, because even if the cars got slightly cheaper, the core problem wouldn't change. Wages didn't rise with the prices, loan terms are still getting longer, and buyers are normalizing payments that they shouldn't have accepted in the first place. So this isn't a big car bubble. This is more like a slow squeeze where you have high prices, long loans, expensive repairs, and ongoing subscriptions, keeping us all broke.
I'm here just doing the auction, and I just want you to see what these prices are going for. Right here we have a 2019 Lexus GS Sport, GS350 F Sport. Look at the price. It has 45,000 miles, clean car, but look at the price right now. Here's the car, 45,000 miles, super clean. 33.5, still going, 33.6, 33.7. These are the prices. Now if I click right over here, look at what retail value is. 33.6. We have a retail value of estimated of 33.6, maybe 35.9, and we have it selling for, it's still going by the way, 34.2, 34.3. Out of curiosity, we got to see what it goes for, because look, it's still going. So at this point, you got to ask yourself, as a dealer, what is the point of buying a car like this? Yes, it's a hard car to find. It's a really cool car, very limited, probably will sell fast. But if you're buying it for $34,800, it just sold for $34,800. How can we sell it for $35,000? You have to ask yourself, what are these dealers doing? Are they buying the car for top dollar for pretty much retail and then selling it for the same price and then adding on fees? Because seems like this is the game now, because This is just not sustainable. How could you be selling cars? And for the wholesaler, this is great, right? He just got retail value at the auction for a car.
So I thought auctions is where dealers bought cars below retail so they can recondition the car and pay for transport. You have to pay staff, you have to offer financing and still make money. So now this car is basically what, $34,000, and the retail estimate is still around what, 33 to 36. That's not really margin, that's a zero-sum situation. So what's the point of buying a car? If you're buying a car at or near retail, the only way to make money is the fees, the add-ons, the warranties, the markups, the financial spreads, the bull crap. The way to finesse people. There is no other way to try to get a profit here. The metal itself is not going to pay the bills anymore. That's why buying a car is such a terrible experience. We think that the dealers are greedy and the dealers feel like the consumers just don't get it. Both things can be true at the same time. Dealers are probably getting finessed at the auctions, but then they go and try to finesse the consumers just to survive. The wholesaler wins, the auction wins, everyone else fights over scraps. This is unsustainable. Spending $34,000 to make $1,000 is a terrible risk-adjusted business. One bad transmission, one price drop, one slowdown in demand, and that profit is gone. That's why inventory sits longer, prices feel sticky, and no one wants to blink first. And that's why many car buyers keep getting pushed into longer loans and higher payments. When margins disappear from the businesses, volume and financing becomes the lifeline to make money.
How do people afford new cars? New car prices are through the roof. I've been living in La La Land because I sell used car. I own a small used car dealerships and I go out of my way to make sure my prices are the cheapest in the country. I just left AutoNation Ford in Sanford and I peeked at the prices. I was just curious, like, what does a new car cost? Even though I got a new Lexus, I know Lexus is expensive. But Ford should be an affordable vehicle, right? Like, everybody knows the Tundra and Tacoma are unaffordable. $30,000 for a Ford Escape, $30,000. Then they're gonna hit you with $5,000 in fees. You're talking $35,000 for a Ford Escape. This is an ultimate piece of shit. This shit fucking sucks. This is not even a good car a little bit. Then you have the 6-cylinder single cab at 40 racks, $40 fucking $1,000 for a V6 non 4x4. Like, what are we? Oh my God, 40 grand. Plus fees, you're in it for $45,000 before you finance. And this one blew my mind, $58,000, $58,000. This is the V8, this is the 5.0, right? But that's the base model, bro. This base, this ain't got a lever, this ain't got no damn sunroof. This base motherfucking model, right? $60,000 damn near plus the fees, you're in it for $65,000. Oh my God, you're talking $70,000 for a base model F-150. How the fuck is Ford selling these? Yo, you're talking about your payment on a $35,000 car is anywhere from $500 to $700, right? Depending on your credit and what you put down. Then on a single cab truck, you're talking $600 to $800. Then on the other one, you're talking $1,000 a month. Come on, bro. What are we doing? Where is the country headed? Like, oh my God. Then they promise you all these savings, $9,000 off. You go in there, you don't get none of those incentives. None. You can't even get somebody to talk to you, right? They act like they bad and bougie. Like, y'all selling so many vehicles that you can't talk to a customer. Me and my man walked in there and they didn't say shit to us. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. With prices like that, when I walk in, you used to be like, good morning, sir. It's cold outside. Here goes a cup of coffee. Here goes these luxury chairs. Have a seat. Put your feet up. What can we do for you today? You need to kiss some ass with them motherfucking prices.
Congrats, America.
I guess Fords are luxury vehicles at this point. I mean, these prices are just ridiculous. What, $60,000 to $70,000 on an F-150? You thought that was the kind of the affordable pickup trucks back in the day, but you know what? People are finally realizing that the affordable new car category basically doesn't exist anymore. I don't think so at all. Maybe the Nissan Sentra or something like that, but what used to be an entry-level vehicle are now luxury price without any luxury quality to match. I mean, the Ford Escape, I'm not a big Ford fan at all. Terrible quality. I'll never get a Ford again. But you look at the Escape, it's just a really mediocre car. It has mid-power, average interior, nothing remarkable about it, and it should never land at $35,000 out the door. And then that's where the fees, the markups, all that predatory packaging quietly takes more money out of your pocket. So when a buyer is looking at a payment, they're paying $600 to $700 a month for a car that doesn't even excite you. This is how resentment is born for the car industry. A base F-150 pushing $70,000 is pure disconnection from reality. Trucks used to be work tools. Now they're lifestyle products priced like luxury SUVs, sold to people who are convinced themselves that they need it because that's what's hot in the streets right now. Now, going into a dealership, I never had a situation where I walked in and no one talked to me. I don't know what happened here, but I think if you are going into a dealership, no matter what dealership you're going into and those type of prices are available, you should not ignore anyone. You should be very, very nice. The customer service should be at a 10 because you're asking people to spend tens of thousands of dollars on these vehicles.
Congrats, America. We have turned the Honda Civic into a luxury item. That's right. According to Kelley Blue Book, the average transaction price for a new car just topped $50,080 for the first time in history, up 2.1% from just last month. Oh, and 3.6% from last year. Oh, and that 3.6% spike was the biggest we've had in 2 years. So I know you're asking, well, what happened? Well, let's take a look at one of America's favorite toys, the Ford pickup truck. A single F-150 can easily cost you $65,000. When the most popular vehicle costs that much, it's going to drag up the prices of everything on the market. And who wins in this mess? Rich people. They can buy whatever they want. Their high-end toys like luxury EVs, tricked out SUVs, are helping drive up the averages for everybody else. So between tariffs, electric vehicles, and luxury models padding the numbers, it's the working class that keeps paying more and more. But hey, America says we're doing great, right? So tell me, y'all tired of being great yet?
This has been going on for a number of years now where the rich are pushing a lot of the economy. Us regular people have been squeezed out to a point we can't buy anything. So a lot of these businesses have pushed to market towards the rich people. The problem is there's more of us than there is of really wealthy people. Turning a Honda Civic into a luxury item sounds like a joke. When the average new car transaction is clearing that much money, it means the baseline has completely shifted. That number isn't being driven up by average people buying average cars. It's being dragged upwards by the trucks, the luxury trims, fully loaded packages. The most popular car, the Ford F-150 we talked about in the last video, when it's hitting $70,000, it doesn't just exist in its own lane, it warps the entire market. Manufacturers price everything around it. Financing expectations change. Payment tolerance goes up. Suddenly, $700 a month feels reasonable, even though 5 years ago, it would have sounded insane. And people are still doing it. So who's winning right now? Well, with people with money that just don't care, they buy the high-end toys, they buy these type of things, and the purchases inflate the averages. Just higher MSRPs and gives automakers cover to keep pushing these prices up. Meanwhile, the working class people, they don't care, they're not buying luxury, but they're subsidizing it by stretching out the loans, accepting really terrible terms, and locking themselves into debt just to participate. So when you see some of the financial reports and it seems things are not that bad and things are fine, wages are up, the economy is strong, but the average person can't comfortably buy a car, the most basic car, without a 72 or 84 month loan, something is not working, even if the spreadsheets say otherwise.
Bro, please tell me this is a joke, right?
Nah, bro, it's not. It's not, man.
I'm just trying to figure out, how do you owe $25,000 on a Mercedes that has 170,000 miles? Hey, what's up, brother? How are you? This is Yusuf, Legacy Motor Cars in Atlanta.
Oh, hey, Yusuf, how you doing, man?
I'm going good. I got your message, and let's see what we can get done. Man.
So, pretty much I'm gonna just like go to the front, the beginning and everything when I got the car. So I got the car when I got out of high school. You know, I wasn't really too smart about the car finances and stuff like that. So I just seen the car. I could, just pretty much blindly sign. But yeah, it was a 26% interest rate and I got it from CarMax. Originally, the note was like 500 something plus the CarMax gear, stuff like that. So it went up to 600, and after tax is 628 or 668.
I mean, but you said you bought the car in 2021?
Yeah, 2021.
Yeah, we're 4 years later. If you bought it for 25, how you still owe 25? Score, and how much do you have down?
Credit score 580, and then right now, as of now, I don't have anything really down. There's a dealership that I'm working with that they're trying to do a short sale where I can just go ahead and get it settled through, get off my account. And so I know it's going to be on my credit, but it's not going to be a big hit like a repo or anything. But they're going to take the car, or they're going to settle for the car and then I could probably just get a buy here, pay here car, like a cheaper Toyota. I don't know what my best bet is.
I don't know what the warranty situation is looking like. I doubt that you still have any left, especially from CarMax. But the 170,000 miles, 25K, you might as well just tell the bank, come pick it up. I mean, what are they going to short sell it for? The dealership, $3-4 grand. That's probably what it's worth.
Yeah.
The bank is what, American Credit Acceptance.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, they're pretty good with picking up their cars, so they're not just gonna like drop it. To be honest.
Currently, I'm like an Amazon driver.
Time being, just use the car and just be careful if they're gonna pick it up. But I mean, if that's your only mode of transportation, I would just use that. And then when you get maybe like stack your bread up, get like $2,000 or $3,000, I can get you into like a cheap cash car.
So this is how it starts. Out of high school, and the financial trap is set. $25,000 on a Mercedes with 170,000 miles. This should be taught in schools. There is no scenario that any of this makes sense. The car is worth what he said, about $3,000 to $4,000 on a good day. Everything beyond the number is just debt with a badge on it. 26% APR will do that to you. This is what happens when you're trying to hit luxury, you have bad credit, you're an Amazon driver, you don't make a whole lot of money, and long-term bad financial decisions come together. Bought the car a few years ago, he's making payments and still owes essentially what he started with. This is how it works. He thought that $500 payment was good. It basically was all interest. That balance barely moved while the mileage kept going up and up while the car value falls off a cliff. Everybody wants a manageable monthly payment. You're paying thousands of dollars to still stand still on the loan. There's no flexibility. Now he's stuck choosing between a short sale, a repo adjacent settlement, or just driving until the bank takes it. Being young, trying to get a luxury car, going to CarMax with bad credit, having add-ons, and having a high APR. Just delusional optimism at the start. I think no one plans to end up here. People think they'll just figure this out, they'll refinance, they'll think they'll earn more money, they think the car will hold some kind of value, and none of that happens. If you made it through all that without your head exploding, you have to realize that a lot of people, especially when they first start out, they don't think they're making a stupid decision when they sign. Every single one of these deals felt reasonable to them at the moment. The payment looked manageable, the car felt well earned, the paperwork may have been overwhelming, but it probably got rushed. And that's how people end up rent level, mortgage level money for a depreciating piece of metal for 6 to 7 years with nothing to show for it except stress and debt. What you should take away from this isn't necessarily fear or anger, but awareness. A high payment doesn't mean that you bought too much car. A long loan doesn't mean that you beat the system. And approval does not mean affordability. The real danger isn't that the car market is crashing. It's people quietly normalizing bad debt and calling it adulting. If you are in these situations right now, this isn't about shame. You need to slow down, cut losses when needed, rebuild intentionally, have some patience, and not repeat the same mistake just because everyone else is doing it. We all have to get our stuff together. But let me know what you guys think about these stories in the comments below. Thank you for taking time to watch this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.